Santos squad, where the Premier League club are preparing for their pre-season games. So what exactly is going on here, and who am I talking about? Well, here is a true crime, shocking football story that is currently shattering South Korean football. Let's explain what has happened. This is the story of Hwang-Ui-jo. Hwang-Ui-jo, a South Korea international with 62 caps, was charged by prosecutors in his homeland, capital Seoul, recently for allegedly filming sexual encounters with two women without permission on 4 occasions from June to September in 2022. He has been ruled out of contention for selection by the South Korean national team since last November, and if convicted, could face up to 7 years in prison. Court proceedings are scheduled to begin next month. That, however, tells only part of a story that has already involved one criminal trial, culminating in one of Hwang's family members going to prison, and intensified a national debate in South Korea about the issue of mulga, which is when videos are secretly filmed for sexual purposes. Mulga is an abbreviation of mola camera, meaning sneaky camera. Hwang, who denies breaking the law, is a former Korean Footballer of the Year who played in every game for his country at the 2022 World Cup and has an international career stretching back almost a decade. He signed for Forest in the summer of 2022 from Bordeaux, following their relegation from France's top flight for £4 million, but has spent the past 2 seasons on loan at 4 other clubs, including Norwich City of the Championship, and he is yet to make his official debut for Forest. The 31-year-old striker has been under intense scrutiny since June last year, when an Instagram account posted explicit clips from a sex video involving a woman who, it is alleged, had no idea she was being filmed by Hwang. The person posting the images claimed to be one of Hwang's former lovers and was accusing him of having relationships with numerous women, of gaslighting them, and secretly filming sexual encounters without their consent. A lot of women have experienced a similar pattern, read one post. He is seeing celebrities, influencers, and non-celebrities all at the same time. I don't know how many victims there will be, it said. Hwang's management company, UJ Sports, described the allegations as baseless rumours and sexual slurs, and brought in lawyers to take action against the anonymous account. But a different account was set up to continue the threats. In follow-up messages, Hwang was warned there are many videos and that it would be fun if they were released. I have not done anything illegal, Hwang responded in a handwritten statement released via his lawyers. The post on Instagram is baseless. I do not know the person who shared that post. He or she is a criminal who has threatened me by defaming me and using videos from my personal life. When the police started investigating, however, they uncovered a remarkable series of clues that revealed the person posting these videos of Hwang was not one of his former partners after all. By tracking down the perpetrator's IP address, the police found the messages were sent to Hwang from his own house. His sister-in-law transpired was at the property at the time. She was there on the basis that she worked for Hwang as his personal manager. And that was the moment this investigation took a remarkable twist. All of the videos and the blackmailing, everything that had been sent by those accounts on Instagram were being sent from her laptop. The sister-in-law's name has never been released, other than her surname being Lee, but it has been reported in South Korea that she and her husband, who is Hwang's older brother, were the directors of UJ Sports, the managing company that Hwang is under, and they were working on behalf of Hwang. In police interviews, she denied any wrongdoing and claimed she was being framed by someone who had hacked into their accounts. Over time, however, the evidence began to build up. Investigators were suspicious when it turned out she had wiped her phone with a factory reset after being called in for questioning. She claimed it was to protect private information on behalf of Hwang. Hwang, it was reported, had let her borrow one of his old phones when she went on a trip to South America. That meant she had access potentially to his passwords and everything stored on his accounts, and that is believed to be when she got access to those videos. The sister-in-law was charged with violating South Korea's laws relating to sex crimes and committing blackmail, and eventually she confessed to everything. I wanted to teach him a lesson, as he didn't acknowledge the sacrifice that my husband and I have made for him, she explained in a letter to the courts. We gave up everything in Korea, moved abroad for his success, and looked after him for 5 years. But my husband and Hwang had a disagreement last year while Hwang was preparing to return to Forest after one of his loan spells. I felt betrayed by Hwang for not acknowledging my husband's hard work. I felt more betrayed because I also left everything behind in Korea, giving up my dream and education to follow my husband for Hwang, spending lonely days abroad. She was sentenced to 3 years in prison and told the court her crime stemmed from anger about Hwang being ungrateful. She apologised for her behaviour, describing herself as being blindsided by revenge, and said she wished she could turn back time. While managing his private life, I came across a video of Hwang having sexual intercourse with a woman. So I tried to threaten Hwang so he would realise he depended on us. The only intention was to teach Hwang a lesson. I edited the videos of a woman's face would not be exposed. I never thought of ruining Hwang's career or harming the woman. I will receive my punishment without downplaying or hiding my crime and live with remorse for the rest of my life. The case has attracted considerable publicity in South Korea, given Hwang's stardom and the added intrigue that he appeared at one point to take his sister-in-law's side, describing the investigation as a misunderstanding. He has always been aware, however, that at the same time this investigation was going on, a separate police inquiry was underway into whether he had permission to film his lover during the sex in that video. Hwang returned to England last summer for training with Forest before joining Norwich on September the 1st, in what was supposed to be a season-long loan. Instead, the loan was cut short in January after he managed just 3 goals in 17 games, and he spent the rest of his campaign in Turkey. His best moment in a Norwich shirt was a spectacular long-range goal against Watford on November the 28th. What few people in the crowd would have known, though, was 10 days earlier, he had been questioned by the police in Seoul for the first time, and his mobile phone was seized on potential evidence. 3 days after that, Hwang played for his country in a 3-0 win against China. Jurgen Klinsmann, the manager of South Korea at the time, said the claims against his player were merely speculations. Others were less impressed about Hwang's involvement. The Civic Network for Justice in Sport, a campaign group based in Seoul, demanded an apology from the Korean Football Association. There was no apology, but the federation announced the following week that Hwang would not be available for selection, ruling him out of the Asian Cup until a clear conclusion is reached on the facts. In the midst of all of this, several text messages were disclosed to the Korean media showing Hwang's alleged conversations with his former lover after the sex video was leaked on the internet. One of the woman's messages, shared by her legal team, read, "I clearly said no. I never asked, how come there is a video after I said no?" According to the leaked messages, she also wrote, "You need to admit you committed an illegal action." Hwang is alleged to have replied, "I'm trying to stop this situation as much as I can." His legal representatives say the video was filmed on Hwang's mobile phone and not taken illegally, as Hwang and the woman watched the video together after filming it. The victim had no idea this video existed until it was in circulation. The woman's lawyer responds with, "The only reason why she even knew there was a video was because Hwang contacted her in the process of trying to prosecute the person who had distributed it. The moment she discovered this, she considered her life ruined and was in absolute despair." Hwang apologized and acknowledged the victim's outrage, but tried to explain that what he had done was not technically illegal. An 8-month investigation led to Hwang being informed that he was being indicted for alleged breaches of South Korea's Act on Special Cases concerning the punishment of sexual crimes. The Seoul Prosecutor's Office had also considered adding secondary charges against Hwang for allegedly revealing details that could identify the woman in the video, but decided in the end not to take it further. When the person who shared the video online was identified as Hwang's sister-in-law, Hwang had urged the victim to settle and cooperate. When the victim persisted and refused to settle, Hwang and his legal team decided to release personal data about the victim, including her marital and employment status, alleges the woman's lawyer. As for Nottingham Forest, everything has worked out in a way they could never have imagined, given the idea that at the time of Hwang signing, he would play for Olympiacos and not them. The deal was arranged via Forest because both clubs are owned by the Greek billionaire Marinakis. As it turned out, Hwang's season loan to Olympiacos in 22-23 was cut short, leading to a short-term arrangement with FC Seoul in January. And when he arrived in Nottingham for the first time, his only involvement was as an unused substitute in 2 of their first 3 matches last season. Nuno, appointed after Cooper was fired in December, had 0 dealings with Hwang until recently, when the player reported for pre-season training. Forest are aware of allegations but have decided at this stage not to take any action of their own. Hwang, in other words, remains available for selection, even if it has always been the case that Forest intend to sell him this summer. Even before all this blew up, it was clear he had no real future at the city grounds. For the time being, however, Forest are paying Hwang's salary and have a player on their books whose alleged offences risk putting off many potential buyers. he had declined to be interviewed by the police on December the 27th, having already been spoken to 3 times in the previous 6 weeks. Hwang felt the questioning was excessive. The travel ban was dropped 10 days later, and the following week he joined a Turkish side on loan for the rest of the season. Forest are currently working out what to do next, and in the meantime, the lawyers in Seoul are preparing for a trial. If he is found guilty, this is potentially going to have big consequences in South Korea due to the culture and debate on whether filming without consent in sexual acts is actually legal, and when that gets released into the public domain, if you can be prosecuted. So, that is the shocking story of Hwang Uijo. Yeah, pretty mad. Got backstabbed by his own sister-in-law, who is now, he was getting blackmailed by her, and now suddenly he's the one found guilty, potentially, of breaking the law. We'll see what happens with this case. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video, a bit of a different video today. If you guys want to see some more, I guess, sort of true crime football ASMR videos, let me know. And also let me know your thoughts on this whole situation, because it is pretty